Hello guys, and welcome to Python programming tutorials by Amul's Academy. Today in this tutorial we are discussing about exception handling in Python. Whenever we are executing our program, we may come across some errors, and these errors are called as exceptions. So far we have let Python to handle these errors by showing the error message on the screen. But this exception can also be caught and handled by the programs. So in this tutorial we are discussing about how to handle these exceptions in Python. Okay, for example, I'll create one list, name is lst, and 1 2 3 4. Okay, these are my values, and I'll enter. Now I'll mention index 4 and enter, and we can see the error. Here in this case we have let Python to handle this error, so it will show this error message to the user. And here we can see this is an index error, that is there are some standard exceptions in Python, for example index error, or we can see if I try this and enter, we can see name error because this name is not defined. And if we go for 3 plus, if you try to add a string and a integer value, then it will give the error, that is type error. So these are all called as standard exceptions. There are many like import error, value error, input output error, etc. Okay, now we'll see how to handle these exceptions. This can be handled by using try and except block. Okay, for that we'll take one example. Okay, here we'll take factorial program. For that I'll import math module because factorial belongs to math module. Now I'll ask the user to enter the input. I want integer input, so I'll use int input. Now we are asking the user to enter the number to calculate the factorial. Next, I'll take one variable called result. I'll use math.factorial, and here I'll mention the num, that is input, and now I'll print this. Okay, now I'll save this and run this. Now here we can see please enter the number to calculate the factorial of. I'll enter value 5 and we can see 120. Okay, now again I'll run this, and now I'll enter the value as -5, and here we can see this is an error because we can't calculate the factorial of negative numbers. It is an value error. So this exception can be handled by the program, that is by using try and except block. So here, after asking the user to enter the input, I'll use try block, and here I'll write result math.factorial of num, and I'll print this result. Okay, now I'll use except block, and here I'll type a message cannot compute the factorial of negative numbers. Okay, fine. Now I'll save this and run this. Now I'll enter the input as 6 and we can see the output. Now again I'll save this and run this. Now I'll enter negative numbers, that is -5, and we can see the message. Instead of traceback error, we got a message that is cannot compute the factorial of negative numbers. Here, whenever the user enters the input, it will be saved in this variable num. Then this try block will be executed, that is it will find out the result using math.factorial function and it will print the result. In this case, if the input is valid, then this try block will be executed and this except block will be skipped, that is it won't execute except block. If the entered input is not valid, then it will skip the try block and except block will be executed. Okay, here this except block can contain arguments or we can specify the exceptions. For example, this is an value error, right? So we can mention value error here and we can execute this. And it will give the output. Okay, if we didn't specify any exception here, then it will applicable for all type of exceptions. Okay, that's it for now. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. I'll meet you in next class. Till then, take care.